Good afternoon everybody, my name's Rene Cahane. I'm the Executive Chef here at Windjammer Landing Villa Beach Resort in sunny St Lucia in the Caribbean. Now I want you to join me today as we rustle up some pots and pans and create a wonderful dish in the kitchen. We're going to use some local ingredients and we're going to make one of my favourites, which is a West Indian style vegetable curry with coconut basmati rice. I'm sure you and your family are really going to enjoy it. So let's get to it. Hi everybody, welcome back. So now we're in the kitchen. First things first, let's work through our ingredients, okay? So here we have our coconut oil, we've got our mango chutney, this is our coconut milk, basmati rice. The secret ingredient, that's the curry powder, onion of course, garlic, locally grown butternut squash, we've got our local seasoning peppers there. This is Christophine or chayote as they call it in North America. Again, this is aubergine or eggplant. We've got our fresh chives grown in the garden. Again, our fresh parsley. Here's our local string beans full of flavour. And then to finish it off, we've got our lady's fingers or okra. And we're going to serve the curry today with a little flatbread. Now you could make your own or you could use a store-bought. So now we've got our ingredients, let's get cooking. So the first thing we need to do is put on our rice. Now what we're going to use here is some basmati rice and we're going to use a mug. Now the best measurement to use is 2 parts of water to 1 part of rice. So whichever cup you use, you just add 2 of rice. So we're going to put our rice straight in. So we're going to use 1 of water and then we're going to use 1, in this case, of coconut milk, and that's going to give us our flavour. So we're going to just pop that off. Sizzle, sizzle, just how we like it. Okay, so now that our rice is ticking away nicely, we're going to work on our sauce. So what we're going to do, we're going to sweat down the veggies on one side and we're going to work on the sauce on the other side, and then we're going to put the 2 together. So we're going to start with a little virgin coconut oil in there and in our big pan. Okay, so what we're going to start with in this side is our onions. Now we know we're going to get that nice sizzle from our onions, and of course we want our garlic in there. Now this dish is actually on the menu at Windjammer at our Jammers restaurant. We have 5 restaurants at Windjammer and all of them cater to the various dietary requirements that you might need. We've got vegetarian dishes, we've got vegan dishes, and we have a great range of gluten-free dishes and items on our menu as well. If you don't find anything you like, you can always give me a call and ask reception or one of the ambassadors, and I'll be happy to meet you and we can discuss what your dietary requirements are, if you've got any allergies, and we can make sure that we've got some items on the menu that can accommodate your dietary requests. We want you to feel like Windjammer's your home from home, and the best place to start is with the food, right? So here we go, we're going to start putting all of our lovely vegetables. And now the trick is with this, as always with cooking, as any professional chef will tell you, it's all about the mise en place. Now mise en place means a place for everything and everything in its place. So you make sure everything's ready before you start cooking, that way you can relax and enjoy it. Now the harder vegetables go in first, because they're going to take a little longer to cook. So we'll put in the peppers, the butternut squash and the Christophine, just to get them to soften. Now what we want is them to start to caramelize and give us that lovely flavour. All the natural sugars that are sealed in the vegetables will start to break down and come out, and then that's where all our flavour will start coming from. Beautiful, colourful vegetables, full of nutritious value, and of course this dish is both vegetarian, vegan and gluten-free, except the bread. And then you can now find gluten-free options in flatbreads and burger buns and lots of different types of things in the supermarket now, so I'm sure you'll find something to accompany your curry in your local supermarket. So our onions and garlic are sweating down nicely. Just want a little colour on that, but not too much. Now we can use the same spoon because of course it's all vegetables and there's no cross-contamination. If we were using raw chicken or raw fish, shellfish for example, nuts, then we would need to be a lot more careful. We're just going to check our rice. Now that's smelling great. The coconut milk is really coming through. Next into here we're going to put our aubergine or our eggplant, whichever you prefer. Now as that's softer, that won't take us long to cook. We'll just have that to sweat down and all the natural flavours come out in there. Then we're going to put a little of our chives that we just freshly chopped. And I'm sure you'll agree, we've got some beautiful colours working away in there. Back over to our onions. And they're sweating down nicely. Now this is a nice quick and easy dish that can be for a nice evening meal. You can do some more different bits on the side. You can make some lentils to go with it. You could do some potatoes with curry spice, Bombay aloo. You could do cauliflower, which is aloo gobi. Lots of different types of dishes we can make. Then we're going to put in our okra. That's our lady's fingers. Now this gives a slight stickiness, and I don't like the word slimy, but sometimes that's the best way to describe it. But what that will do is just thicken our sauce slightly, give it a little more body. Okra is actually really nice roasted in the oven. Just cut it in half, put on some olive oil, salt and pepper, and roast it in the oven, and you can have it like crisps. The same way with kale. A really good way to do kale, you strip it off the stalk, lay it out on a pan, drizzle it with olive oil, salt and pepper, throw it in a hot oven just for 5 minutes until it's nice and crispy. You'd be surprised, even the kids love it. And getting kids to eat kale is an accomplishment by any means. Okay, so this is the next phase. What we're going to do is actually add some of our curry powder to the onion and garlic that's been simmering away in the coconut oil. Now the trick with any spices is to always cook the spices out, and that really develops the flavour. If you just add the spices in to the dish, you won't get any of the flavours. Now you can see that the curry powder soaked up all that lovely oil, and that's just going to work with the garlic and the onions to create a really nice spice base for our curry dish. Now, just by toasting all those spices, that's where we're going to get our flavour. Now, as I said, this is on the menu at Jammers. We also have Papadon's, which is our Italian restaurant. We have Upper Deck, which is our steak and seafood. We've got Embers on the Beach, which is our light bites and snacks. And then we've got our Dragonfly restaurant, which is our Caribbean restaurant. So you can come there on a Tuesday night. We have our Caribbean buffet. Then we have the fire show, which I've got to tell you is a sight to be seen. It's amazing. We have the limbo dancing. I mean, you know, the Tuesday night is one of the spectacles. It all starts off with manager's cocktail on the pool deck, or it could be on the ski dock. Maybe it's even in the spa. And that's a chance to meet all our managers. We love to welcome you to Windjammer. You know, one of my personal things is just to make everybody relaxed and comfortable and enjoy. And so your dietary requests are really no trouble. It's always happy to meet our guests and make sure that you're relaxing and enjoying your time here at Windjammer. So, our vegetables are nearly there. String beans there. They were picked up from the market this morning by one of my sous chefs. A lot of our produce is grown locally. We try and use as much local produce as we can. We want to limit the air miles. Obviously, the price is better. And of course, fresh is best. So the less time the food's been spent in a container or a shipping, you know, being shipped over, the better. So we prefer to buy as much stuff as we can locally. And then that means you get lovely, fresh, vibrant, full of flavour vegetables in your dishes. Also, we try and buy from the fisheries wherever possible in St. Lucia. So all our fish is sustainably caught and all our meat is USDA approved. So we just make sure that your health and safety is of the utmost importance to all the chefs here at Windjammer. So by using local vegetables, we also plunge money back into the St. Lucian economy. It helps the local farmers who can then buy in the local shops, and then that money trickles down into the whole country and helps the population of St. Lucia. Tourism's our biggest industry, so you know, every little helps, and every one of our guests that come helps our local industry and our community to build. It's looking good, right? Okay, so now into our sauce we're going to add, now that those spices have cooked out. Now all the spices in the West Indies come because of the spice trade, you know, back in the day. So you'll find in the Caribbean it's a real fusion of the different elements, and especially in St. Lucia, the cuisine is based a little bit French, a little bit English, you know, obviously the Caribbean and the indigenous peoples that came before, that were here before, long before, and that's how the flavours have all developed into this bouillon, as we say, which is basically a mix-up of all the different flavours and all the different cuisines from around the world that have made their way to the Caribbean. French, Dutch, you know, Spanish, and of course, as I said, the local indigenous people. And let's not forget Africa, where a lot of the cuisine and the roots come from, especially in St. Lucian cookery. You'll find plantains used a lot, you know, the hard vegetables, the dasheen, the yam, the sweet potato, and it's lovely to see that amalgamation of all of the different cuisines just coming to create this new and very individual flavour that creates the St. Lucian palate. Okay, we're just going to let them sweat down for a little bit more. The thing is with cooking, it's not a rush. I always think it's a marathon, not a sprint. When you're cooking at home, it's very therapeutic. You know, you see these restaurant shows and the guys are all, you know, that's real life. You know, shout out to all the chefs at Windjammer who work really hard, because it's, you know, it's hard work there behind the heat, you know, when people are laying out on the beach and they're there kind of, you know, beavering away in the kitchen. So I want to shout out personally to all my team in the kitchen, all the F&B team and all the Windjammer staff as a whole. We've got over 450 staff at Windjammer and we've got some amazing personalities. Okay, so this is the next part. Our sauce is cooking away nicely there. What we're going to do is going to add this sauce into our vegetables. Give that a nice mix and incorporate all those flavours. Then we're going to add some more of our coconut milk. Then, of course, a little pinch of salt and pepper. Pepper first. A little salt. Just brings out the flavour in the dish. And then we're just going to let that simmer for another 5 minutes or so. Meanwhile, we're going to warm up our flatbreads in the oven. So here we are with our flatbreads, and we're going to put them in the oven just to warm slightly through. Be careful when the oven's hot, mind your fingers. Okay, so our flatbreads are ready. We're just going to pop them out of the oven. I'm using my chef fingers. So everything's ready. Our rice is ready, our curry's ready, and our flatbreads just come out of the oven. So what we're going to do is assemble our dish, and we're serving for two here because hopefully you can share this lovely meal with your significant other or your family and give you a little taste of St. Lucia in your own home. So we've got all those lovely local fresh vegetables. There's nothing processed, everything fresh and organically grown and healthy, nutritious. Okay. Okay, so here we have our curry with our coconut basmati rice. Now we're going to put our chutney. It's a nice little sweetness to accompany the spiciness of the curry. It's about flavours, textures. And now, to finish this off, we're going to go and cut our flatbread. Okay, so here we are, the last element. We're going to cut our flatbread. That's going to go with our curry, our rice and our chutney. We're just going to give that a little cut through. Now we've got our wonderful warm flatbread. Now it's time to finish the dish. So that's our flatbread. That's going to accompany our beautiful curry. We're going to finish that. A little fresh chopped chives. And then my secret ingredient, little beautiful local St. Lucian lime, just to give us a little pop of flavour and colour. So there you have the finished plate. That's our local vegetable West Indian style coconut curry, our coconut rice, our flatbread and our mango chutney. So thank you everybody for joining me in making our local St Lucian coconut curry today in the luxurious surroundings of the North Point Villas here at Windjammer Landing. We hope you and your family are staying safe, and on behalf of all of us here, we look forward to welcoming you back as soon as we can to Windjammer Landing Villa Beach Resort in sunny St Lucia. Thank you.